Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Right, the video today on this 2012 BMW X3. I'm not sure which engine is on this. To be fair with you, the engine is not really important. So let me get into the car, get everything set and take you through what the issues are, or what the issue is. I would say it comes only because of one problem. Right, so the issue with this thing, actually let me start. Oh, this is M3. Let me actually try to see if I can start this thing. Pull the seat forward. So the problem with this is a few warnings for tire pressure, doesn't really matter. Anyway, so the problem with this is the following: the window, the mirrors, the wind mirrors in there, the wind mirrors, no, the door mirrors, that mirror and that one in there, they don't work from these buttons. Okay, so so as you can see, it only gas as right or left mirror. If I go to the right mirror, as you're gonna see, when I press these buttons, nothing happens. Okay, gonna press so that way, you can see the mirror does nothing. The other way, mirror does nothing. If I move this to the other mirror, nothing happens either. Let me turn these off. So nothing happens on that side either. So now a couple things to this. One, that mirror has been replaced and the guy reckons there's something missing on that mirror. The original mirror was broken. I do have the original mirror in the boot, so if we need any parts, we might be able to do something. But yeah, he reckons we might gonna have to look at that, see what happened in there. This mirror, when it came, this cover at the back of the mirror is quite easy to remove because it's not proper pushed in. So we'll remove that if we have to do any measurements. But guys, as you can imagine, we're not gonna go that route just yet. First thing we're gonna do, obvious, is gonna be plug in the maxi sys or a scan tool and see if we have any faults, see what commands the modules are receiving. I'm not sure what commands that. I don't know if it's the door module, if it's the body control module, FRM, or whatever that's going to be. I'm not 100% sure, so we're going to have to connect the tool and figure it out as we go along. Okay, I'm going to guess that this is going to be somewhere in body. Let's try the junction box, see if it's the junction box that controls that. And I should be able to see that. Let's gonna go quickly to codes, see if there's any codes that help us. Not really. Live data. Okay, so yeah, I think it's gonna be this exterior mirror heater. So we don't want the mirror heater. What we do want, switch block off doors. It's gonna be here perhaps. Power window, no. Power window switch, okay. Okay, so it should be the junction box, but unfortunately it looks like I have no controls or no live data for, let me see, active tests. This is gonna be crap. this is going to be crap. It's not going to be the FRM, I'm pretty sure it's not, but there it is. So interesting. One thing controls one thing, the other thing. Okay, so exterior mirror, basic variant, that's fine. Mirror selector key, not applicable. Why it tells me NA? No faults present. That's something that's a little bit weird. So you know what? Let me go through this live data, guys, and see if I find anything. When I do, I will show you, because otherwise we're just going to be here looking at the screen. So let me see if I find any issues or if I find anything that will help us. Okay, and after checking diagrams, a little bit confusing because depending on the package the car has, if it has electric seats or not, with memories, etc., there's all different diagrams. There's also depending if the car is fitted with a junction box, which this one is, and the FRM, which this one is, or if it's with a FEM or with a BDC, I think, body control module. Depends on which version. Connections are different, everything is different. I removed the caps of that on both sides, and they do look different. That one has that white sort of cap at the back, this one doesn't. But the motors for this, I actually removed the mirror as well. The motors for this are actually incorporated inside of this block. So there is 5 wires on this one. So there is, let me see if I show you, there is 2 wires for the heated mirror, and then I believe it's for the heated, either is for the heated mirror or for the dim. I think it's for the heater. And then you have, and there are 3 wires, okay, that goes inside to the adjustment. On this side it's exactly the same thing. The only difference is, so you have the 3 wires here. The only difference is the heated mirror comes from there, look, and I'm not really sure, it goes from there and then goes into the mirror, you see. So it looks like there's no separate wires for the electric mirror. So the way I believe this works, if I'm correct, is null in bus. I think according to the diagrams we should have power ground, sorry, 1 ground and 2 powers, or 2 powers and 1 ground, sorry. One is the power, and then the other one, let me check diagrams again. Yeah, so as I was saying, there's 1 ground and 2 powers. So, and basically there's 1 ground that is shared across the 2 motors, and then 2 powers on the side. And what the motors does to reverse is when you press the button, that will reverse the polarity on these wires and makes everything to work, makes everything to reverse. But this is fed straight from the, according to the diagrams, it's fed straight from here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is the basics. Let's going to check the fuse. There is one particular fuse that feeds all of this. It feeds all of these. I don't know if it feeds these the windows. Yeah, the windows work. I don't think it feeds the windows. Yeah, I think it feeds only the part of the mirror, but I might be wrong. But let's gonna check that fuse and see where we go. Okay, looks like I'm looking at the right diagram. Normally I wouldn't remove this to check a fuse, but it was easier to get to. I don't know if you can see those 2 wires broken in here. Those 2 wires are for the light. That was not me that broke it. It was already broken. I'm gonna see if I can fix that, but yeah, that was broken already, guys. It was not me. So removing that fuse is fuse number 32, set 7.5 amps, and if I remove it, I just get completely the power to everything and nothing works here. So power to here is good, which I'm gonna guess the ground is good as well because is shared to this. So now I'm going to look to see if the problem is inside of this, because from here the instructions I go straight to the mirrors. So according to my diagrams, is a direct connection from here to that mirror and to this mirror. So what I'm going to do now is remove this door card, I guess, and try to figure it out. Okay, a couple things I'll take this opportunity to cover. One, some of you might be wondering why I'm not measuring the wires here, perhaps because all of this is sealed. Okay, you can't really get to this unless I pierce these wires. Because of the location, I'm not going to pierce the wires. The same on the other side, is exactly the same sort of setup. And the second thing I want to cover is to remove the door card. There is a cover here you need to remove. Okay, this cap. If you have the speaker here, I'm not sure if it's the same, but I guess the cover will come off. Then here, there's a screw in there. Here there's two screws at the back. This cover here at the back just slides up, and then you have two bolts right here at the bottom of the door. And now, as far as I'm aware, it's all clips. You just need to start to pry this forward or away from the door, and it pries out. It's all clips as far as I'm aware. Okay, I'm not really sure what happened. It just stopped recording, and I was there for about 5 minutes, just wasting time. This is what happens when you try to help people and record videos. Anyway, right, so what I'm doing here, door card is out. I dismantled the door handle so I could take the buttons, so it would be easier to be here working. The plug from the mirror is here. This is for the driver's side. It goes in there. It does have these 3 wires at the top, which is the 3 that we see outside, and then it does have these 2 in there, which I would guess would be for the heated mirror, but as you've seen, the heated is coming from the inside of that thingy, so I'm not really sure what's going on. In there, there's definitely only 3 pins. Don't know if you can see right there at the top. There's no space for anything else, unless this mirror doesn't belong to this car, but I'm not 100% sure, guys, at this moment. But that doesn't really matter, because all the guy wants is the movement of the mirror. For now, we'll figure out that later on if we have to. Anyway, so what I'm measuring now is the plug. So we have these 3 wires here at the top, which is for controlling the mirror. Try to put this tape there again. The mirror movement. Okay, is these 3 wires here, is a white with a brown strip. Just make sure it's still recording. Is a white with a green, a white with the black. So I'm probing the middle one, which is the one, according to the diagrams, is common to both motors. And then one side is going to be up and down, the other side is going to be sideways, and the middle one is going to be always for the both motors. But obviously the switch here is going to reverse the polarity as you do all these selections. So look at the multimeter. If I go to the passenger side, obviously when I do, as you can see on the multimeter, nothing really happens. Okay, when I come to the driver's side, when I go up or down, look up, 11.92 volts. Now down, it should do the opposite, minus, because obviously I have the probes wrong, because the polarity has been reversed. If I go sideways, nothing happens. But I guess if I move my probe from the wire on the side, leave the middle one and go, oh, so I took the wrong one, and I go to the other side, I guess now when I go sideways, there we go, 11. Now the opposite should show without the minus. There we go. So voltage is coming out from here. The only thing I want to see now is make sure this is actually voltage and is not some sort of just bias voltage sort of. So let's gonna get the test light and make sure this is actually voltage. Okay, test light is connected here on one of the probes. Now we're going to do on this side. Hope I'm not going to short anything. I don't think I am. So can you see the test light? Yes, I can. So there we go, one way. Now the other way. Yeah, sweet. Now let's gonna test the other one. Take these off here. Move this to the other side. Now we're gonna put the test probe. This is difficult. Not to put the test probe on the other one, because otherwise, in that corner there. Okay, that one is not gonna touch in there, isn't it? No, I don't think it is. It's not. So now we're going to touch this side. Let me get the buttons in my hand. So now they're going to come on and off when I go up or down. So down, up. Right guys, so at this moment looks like we have a bad mirror. It really looks like we have a bad mirror. It's just strange that both mirrors are failing. Really strange that both are failing at the same time. Oh well. Right, let's just do some more measurements around there, making sure it is the mirror. And then, yeah, and then we'll, I don't know. Let me think. Let me see what we're going to do. I just had one idea. Do you guys know what I'm going to do? Ah! Oh yeah, right. If you don't know, I will show you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect this mirror here on these 3 pins that goes outside, like so. Let's gonna look at this mirror. Beautiful. So obviously it looks like I plugged in these the wrong way, because up and down is actually going sideways, but if I twist this it should work now. Okay, so let's say if I have the mirror like this, it should go out, inwards, down and up. Job done. Right, so 100% we have a bad mirror in this one. Don't know if it's the right mirror in there. I don't like the fact that I have these wires like this, and that's why I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on here. Because these 3 wires and the fact that the heated mirror comes from there as well, I was pretty much adamant that these would be power, ground and LIN bus. And then obviously the powers and grounds, the LIN bus would tell these what to do, and the LIN bus would switch on the heated mirror. But the LIN bus is not for this model. It's definitely not for this model. And on that side, it looks like it's the same. So, but that side, really confused. What I want to do is take the cover off from that mirror. It might be that this mirror is okay, is the correct one. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't want to take this door card out as well. But if we have to, we'll have to. But this mirror either is the wrong one, which probably it is. Okay guys, my time is running out for today, but I did one last check and I pulled this module out, and look at this. So 100% I was correct. This is the LIN bus mirror model. So this is like a little module here, a LIN bus module, and as you can see, these plugs in there, which then controls the motors, and the 2 wires for the heated mirror, they come out here at the back, you see. And obviously, as I said, in here we're gonna have power, grounds and LIN bus. So this is the wrong mirror, it's been replaced with the wrong one. Let's gonna put this back in. So he's gonna have to get another mirror, or maybe we can actually take the inserts of that one and put it here. Maybe. So that mirror is the wrong one. We might be able to do that. The problem is that plug is going to be different in there. It's not going to have the pins for the heated mirror, which is these 2 wires at the bottom. Okay, I'll have to speak with the guy. That side why it's not working, that's a slightly different story, because it should be working, because that seems the correct mirror to me. So yeah, right, let me speak with the guy and see what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Okay, and I think I figured out that side. Right, before I show you the issue, let me tell you this car had or this X3 has been involved in an accident. Had this front here all smashed up, and I'm not sure what happened here, but it looks to me like this loom doesn't belong to this car. The reason why I'm saying that is because on this side, look what we have in there. We have a plug. Let me actually pull it out. With only 3 wires, when it should have the extra 2 that you see there at the bottom, when you should have the extra 2 for the heated mirror. So I have a feeling that this loom is actually for the system with the lean bus, for the mirror on that side, if you will, and this side this loom is wrong. That's what I think. That's what I think. Right. I'll have to speak with him, see if he had this door replaced or whatever happened, but I have a feeling that this loom doesn't belong here. So I removed this assembly here from this mirror. So this is the mirror, this is the spare mirror. This is the mirror that was on the car, and as you can see, there we go. So the plug at the back, where that module at the back plugs in, and this comes out. And they are exactly the same, so the feet mounting there is exactly the same as on this tab. So there's a screw right there in the middle, that long screw. Then you have from the back, you have 3 tabs that you press. These 3 little tabs here, 1, 2, 3, which they're going to be here, 1, 2, 3. You push these tabs once you take the screw, and this thing just pops out. But and obviously this is the difference. So this one connects straight to there, the loom comes straight to there. And then this one connects to the module. But it looks like I should be able, this doesn't have left or right marks anywhere, so I believe they're going to be the same for left or right. So we should be able to fit this. So this, as you can see at the back, the shape of that, so that's the hole for that plug. So this, in this particular case, this would go there like so. Okay, and this one has the same obviously, but they look identical. So if I remove these with the loom, I should be able to put this in there and remove this loom. My only problem is going to be that in there is the only part. It does have the place in there to put it in. Let me actually so it does have in there how to put it in, but it doesn't have the holes. But I think we can open that ourselves, can we? I'm sure we can open this at the bottom, and we make the plug to come through. Right, but this will be for another day. Let me ring the guy first as well, to make sure we are not doing nothing that we're gonna regret, just in case. But this is just so I can give him all the options. Okay, but I'm working tomorrow, then well, it's gonna be a few days until we do anything else onto this. Okay, a few days later for me, last clip or next clip for you guys. So carry on with what we were talking about. So I moved everything into this mirror now. Okay, so as you can see, the cable, the loom all the way up to here, the old module and assembly, the old module. Okay, so the only thing left now, as I was showing, is the plug. So as you can see in there, there is an opening on the top one, and the one for the heated mirror, which is this black plug, connects right underneath this one here. So it's the one right below. But as you can see, right at the bottom is not the hole is not the wall size of this. There's a lip all the way around. So the plug, as you push in, the plug stops there and clips here at the same time on this little tab. So we're gonna have to open the one underneath. So I'm gonna use a drill and just try to make the same opening at the bottom on here, so we can push that plug in and we can connect everything. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Okay, so I know it's not focus. I know it's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. So I've drilled 2 holes, and then with a round needle file, I just filed the rest. So let's gonna try to push these plugs in place, see if they fit. And actually I might try to capture that on camera. So it goes like so. Let me see if I get it right. So let me push, so it goes that one on the top and the other one at the bottom. Let me see if they fit. It'll be tighter on here. Is it clipped in place or no? Yeah. I think they are not clipping in place because why is not clipping in place? Let me this little sort of pin where the tab is supposed to grab into is not very you can see it's here, but I'm just gonna try to make it more pronounced, if that makes sense. I'm gonna cut my fingers. Let's see if that now grabs a little bit more on this tab. Looks like this. So, like so. That's better. So all done, plugged in there, and as you can see now we have the pins on that side. So this is ready to go back onto the car. With no further ado, that's gonna do it. Okay, and we're gonna install just one screw here so the mirror doesn't fall off. Okay, we're gonna put this plug back in place. Now, I guess, is the moment of the truth. Just gonna see what happens. Okay, it is working. It is working the opposite way because this mirror belongs to the other side. What it's doing is, so when I do sideways, look, I'm going to try to show you. When I do sideways, it goes actually up and down. You see that? And when I do up and down, it does the sideways. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to cut the keyway on that white plug and twist it the other way. So that way then everything works the way it should. Okay guys, just very quickly so you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about. So at the end, at the bottom of each of these holes, you can't barely see it. You kind of can on there, right, where my fingernail is on this bottom one. There is a plastic sort of key. So when you slide the plugs in, this groove, you see this little groove in there, and then on this one there's a groove right there as well on the left hand side, you see. So the groove slides into the key. Obviously, for me to be able to twist this, when I twist it around, then the key on the plug on that insert would be on this side. So I would either cut this or I remove the key, which is what I've done. So now we can put this back on with this plug twisted, which should invert the commands from the buttons to the opposite motor. Okay, there it is, back on. Let's try now. So down, there we go. Going down, going up. So going up. Let me show you, maybe different angle. So down, now sideways. So now he's working the way he should, which is spot on. So now we're just going to put everything back on this side and then move into that side. Okay, and just before we completely finish to assemble the door, we're going to go quickly to body, junction boxes, electronics, which I think is where the mirror was. Yes, it is. Okay, so mirror heating is activated for 60 seconds, blah 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 blah. So what I'm going to do, because I could shine a temperature sensor to the mirror and you could probably see the temperature, but if we get voltage here, that means, so test plug, the test light is plugged in there, so if we do have voltage in there, the only thing that might prevent the mirror from heating is the mirror itself if the element is gone. So when I press this activate, okay, the light should come on in there. So I'm going to press it now. There we go. Boom, and we have light. So that means everything is working. Escape. So obviously it says it stays active for 60 seconds, so that's gonna stay on for at least 60 seconds. Okay, if you don't want to be here for 60 seconds, just move along. Just gonna wait for it to turn it off. Make sure it does everything what's supposed to be doing. And it's gone off. So it's doing everything. Okay, so the next step now is finish to assemble this mirror, and then yes, move to the other side, which is going to be a little bit more tricky, I think. Okay, passenger side. So passenger side, the mirror is the correct one with the correct motors, etc. But the loom is the wrong one. So the loom is the wrong one. Up here we have the three wires we need, so I'm gonna guess the only difference is where they are on that plug. So if I move the wires where they end over there, if I move them to the right place, we should get the mirror to work with these three wires. But we don't have the wires for the heating here, so we're gonna have to modify or to add these wires to the loom all the way up to there. But I need to see if I have the connections, the pins and all that good stuff. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is probably just pull this loom out, try to see first where they actually plug in here. What is the 8mm? So try to unplug that and see what we can do. So let's kind of take this loom out first and see what we're going to do. Okay, so I've been doing some doodling. I used to have a good friend at work that he still works for the same company but on a different factory, and when I used to do projects and I used to do diagrams and sketches and stuff, he used to say, here he is doodling again. So I've been doing some doodling for you, and basically what we have here is the diagrams from that door all the way to this door. So on the door switch itself we have that white plug that goes actually on the switch block, pin 1, 2 and 3. That comes to the plug inside the door. So that plug is this plug here that I'm going to show you here. Sorry guys, it's got some mail as I was saying. So this is the plug inside the door that connects from the switch block then into the loom of the door. So this one here, which is that plug in there. Then it comes onto the driver's door hinge, which is this plug but on that side, and then it comes onto this plug, which is the one we are concerned about. As you can see, the pins should be 25 or 24, 25 and 26. So that's the wires that should come from that side of the mirror that should connect then obviously into the door loom that then would come to the mirrors, pin 6, 5 and 4, or 4, 5 and 6, which is going to be these ones here, which I guess they're going to be the correct ones. There's no numbers here. Oh, there it is actually. There it is. So as you can see in there, right there at the back, can you see there where the brown wire goes in? So 4. Then you can see 4 would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you have a 9 right there. So 4, 5 and 6. So we have this correct here. It's just here that I'm gonna guess they're gonna be in the wrong place. Let's gonna double check. Okay, so I'm probing the brown wire here, pin number 4. Pin number 4 should come to the door hinge, pin number 26. So the door, this is the car, this is the door. So we do have, so 26, so we do have, can you see the plug? Yes. So we do have 1, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. There's nothing here, the pin is empty. So let's gonna move now into 5 on the door mirror. So pin 5 should have gone to pin 24. So 5 should go to 24. So 26, 25, 24 is also empty. And then, yeah, these 3 pins are empty anyway, so there's nothing here. So all of this is empty. So doesn't matter really where they are going. All we're gonna do is dismantle this plug and move these pins to the right place. So now we're gonna do this. Let me do by pulling these out like that. There we go. Make them out. I don't need to take that one out, do I? Yeah, that one can stay. Okay. So let me see. So pin number 4. So let's gonna start actually on here with the. So 16. Look at this, still correct. 16. It's gonna be 17. It's gonna be on this side. So there we go. 17 in there. So 17 and 31. I don't know if you can see, probably can't see, it doesn't really matter, just trust what I'm telling you. So first of all, let's gonna figure out where pin 4 is coming in here. We're gonna have to move it out of the way. Pin 4, is that gonna be, it might be on the other plug actually. Yeah, it's coming there, but this is gonna be a shared, this is gonna be a shared pin. Let me see if this pin is going to, because it's a ground. It shouldn't be, to be honest, because, oh damn it, this is shared, isn't it? So if it is shared, I don't actually need to move pin number 4, because pin number 4 is going to be my, now let me think this properly, because this is going to be a ground which is going to be shared across, and this is where one of my problems is going to be, because on this door, on the actually original loom, shouldn't be any shared wires. So I'm gonna have to add, I'm not gonna be able to just switch these pins here, because yeah, no, I can't. Let's gonna go to 5. Let's gonna do what we can for now. So pin number 5, where's pin number 5? Black, sorry, brown and white. Brown. It's gonna be that one here. Yeah. So this pin should not be shared with anything else. I'm hoping. It shouldn't be shared with anything else. So now this one should be a direct connection. So what I'm gonna have to do, guys, is I'm gonna have to actually go and look at the diagrams for this particular system to see, because I think, because obviously on this system with the LIN bus, all you have is a power ground and a LIN communication. So obviously the ground can be shared across the door. The power most likely is going to be shared across the door, and then only the LIN bus is going to be a straight connection. So we might going to have to actually see where these wires are going, because obviously the ground is going to be shared probably here. Let me show you here. There is a, there we go. It's going to be shared inside here on this connector here, not connector, where these wires are all soldered together. So we're going to have to cut probably this wire here, take an air off the ground, and just run a single wire down to here. Only the LIN bus, I guess the power is going to be shared as well, so only the LIN bus we're going to be able to actually swap it around and job done. Let me just double check that the power, let me see if the power is going to be this red and grey. Let me see if it's going to be the red and grey. Is there any red and grey? There is one here. Yeah, there is one here. It's not shared there. It might be that we might be lucky. It might be that this power for the mirror would come on the door. Let's check the diagrams for the original, for what we have here for the LIN bus mirror. Okay, a quick check the diagrams, and looks like makes sense what I was measuring here. So the power supply, so on this particular system, the one with the LIN bus mirror, the one we have the loom on the door, so this system has a shared ground across the door, so we're gonna have to do something with that ground. Then it has a power supply that is, it comes straight from a fuse box, obviously from a fuse to power this mirror and the other mirror, but obviously in this case it's not going to be that. And then we have a LIN bus, so we can use the LIN bus and the power. So I'm going to change the power, which in this case, well, yeah, I left the sheet. There it is. So I'm not going to move no pins here on this plug. I'm going to leave everything the way it is, and we're going to move pin 6, which is, so 6 and 5 is the two wires we can utilize. Pin 4, which is a shared ground, we're going to have to do something with it. So pin, where am I? So pin 6 is going to go to door hinge, pin 25. So let's going to move that. So pin 6, it's going to, is the, which I think is going to be that one in there. It's on that side. Pin 6, no, it's on this side. It's on that side. Yeah, pin 6. So this pin here, we're going to pull out. So pin 6, which was on position, which position was pin 6? Was position, so was position 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22, we're going to move it to 25. So 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's just confirm. That is correct. So 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. What am I doing? Why this is wrong? Why I'm putting it in the wrong place? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Am I correct or no? Why am I counting it wrong? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 25. Just push the pin in. So done. And now it's going to go to pin number 5. Pin number 5 is it's going to be that one, yeah, which is on position 17, 18, 19, 20. It's position 20. So pin 5 goes to pin 24. So it's going to be the one just before the one we just moved. 24. Double check. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, push back in. Okay, so now we just need this brown wire, which is going to be pin 26, which is going to be the one right here in the middle, the one that is empty. But for that, because we're going to have to modify this loom to add the heated mirror, I'm going to do a little bit of work off camera, and then I will take you through when we get to anywhere better than this. Okay guys, and just so you can follow, so my brown wire that comes from here, from the plate that goes to the mirror, as you can see, comes all the way and comes to here. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, I think rather than actually cut this brown wire, is I can move this brown wire to here, and I will use it as the ground for my heated mirror. See? So which means then I can I only need to add 2 wires, the other one for the voltage for the heated mirror and the one for pin 4, and I don't need to cut nothing here. I can leave everything the way it is because the diagrams shows me I can do that. Okay, so just to recap, I checked diagrams again just to double check. The actual diagram shows me that the brown wire or the ground for the heated mirror comes to here. So on the original loom for the door would be that. So all I need to do is move this brown wire that is on pin 4, and I need to move it to pin 3, which is going to be here, as you can see in there. That first one at the top is pin 1. So 1, 2, 3 is going to be the last one in there. So we're going to move these and then add 2 wires to this loom. Okay, and just before I push the pin in the other place, I'm just going to go through my box and see if I have any of these looms with a wire with a pin like this. Let's see if I have one in this mess. Okay, 1 wire now left. So the one for the actually mirror adjustment is here. So the solder and the tube shrink is here just as where this turns down from the door. The actually twisting is going to be down here, so put the solders away from the twisting point. And then the one left is for the mirror, for the heated mirror. So obviously the ground already done straight into here, as I explained. And now the voltage is going to come out from pin 23 according to my diagrams, which is going to be, so we have these 3 pins here. So the white and brown, the red and grey, and the one we put, these 3 is for the mirror adjustment. The one just before 23 is going to be for the heated mirror. And as you can see here as well, I've started to wrap everything. Ignore the color wiring because I've used 2 yellow wires. That doesn't really matter. I've started to wrap everything ready, as you can see. Okay, so we're going to finish it off and then put it all back on and give you a test. Okay, so everything is just temporarily plugged in. The first thing I want to do is the same test as we did on the other side. Just make sure the heater is working. So I know it's a bit of glare. So active tests, exterior mirror heater. Right, let's go and activate. See if that comes on. There we go. Beautiful. Bang on, all working. So now all we need to do is test the controls. Okay, I can't fully close the door because of the hinge, but it should be enough for us to see the mirror. So I'm going to move the controls. Sideways, up, down. Good, nice, very nice. So now let's gonna finish that off and wrap up this video. And just before we put the glove box, as I said, fixed this plug as well. Okay guys, and I think it's time to wrap up the video. So one last test onto this. It's gonna actually start this because I'm gonna have to move the cars around. Right, so passenger side. Driver side. Beautiful, all working as you can see. So down, up, out, all good. Beautiful. So guys, in the end, just the wrong parts, wrong wire and loom on that door. Actually, when I was doing the loom, I realized, judging by the amount of wires and that handle, that door was for an easy entry car. It has that little 3 ridges right here at the top of the handle, the ridges here that indicates easy entry, and it has all the wiring side to the handle, etc. So that was literally the wrong door for this car, or at least the wrong model of door, if you wish, for that side. The mirror was the correct one, so we had to redo the loom or repair, modify the loom. On this side was literally the wrong mirror, was the mirror that was for a car with the system that was on that door. So all messed up. Guys, I think the lesson here is when you buy parts for a car, make sure you buy the right parts. Just because they fit doesn't mean they are the correct ones, and I think that's the lesson here. So with no further ado guys, I think we're going to wrap up this. The problems are fixed. The guy, I think, is going to be really happy because these never worked since he bought the car. So there we go. So with no further ado guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information here you're going to find useful. Maybe you learned something, who knows. If you do still have any questions, any comments, put them below, and like always, thank you for watching.